So I found a TRS-80 Model 4 at an antique store the other day. They said it works and it was cheap enough that I figured it was worth trying out. When I brought it home, it did indeed work. However, the capacitors in the power supply blew up and it made my house smell like burnt capacitors for a few days. In order to repair it, I got a new power supply for it and I decided I might as well clean it up while I'm working on it. The power supply I got's a new one from Newsoft. I'll put a link in the description if you want to get one for yourself. Anyway, onto the disassembly. The computer has a total of 11 screws with 3 different types of screws. There's 7 of these larger silver ones that go up these 5 holes in the top of it here, and the 2 at the bottom. Then there are 3 black screws, one goes here, one on the other side, and one comes behind this sticker. The last screw is on the rear of the computer once you flip it back over. After the screws are gone, you can take it apart. When you do so, look into the back of the computer at the back of the CRT itself. There you will guide it up this piece of paper. The reason you need to do that is because the back of the CRT is very fragile, and if you manage to break it by taking it off or putting it back on, it's not at all easy to replace. Onto the power supply, remove the cables first in case yours is stuck as mine is, so that it's solidly on there so you can pry against it. Or in my case, you gotta take a pair of pliers to pull it off. Just if you have to take pliers, just make sure you be careful with it. Once all that's out of the way, all you have left is the screws. Here's the old power supply. You can see where the capacitors got cracked and burned a bit. If you're replacing this, don't throw it away. You can sell it on eBay to people that will replace the capacitors, and you can make some of the money back from the new power supply. Or if you're experienced at soldering, you can just replace these capacitors yourself, as that's the only real issue with it is just the capacitors. Installing the new power supply is just like removing the old one, just make sure you plug the cords into the right place. Before I reassemble it, I'm going to go ahead and test it out. Nice. To clean it up, Windex, paper towels, and a magic eraser will take it from kind of bad to good enough. Alright, now that I have it all put back together, I'm going to boot up the only disk it came with, called China Inventory 1987 Backup. And well, this is where I realized that I don't know how to use TRS-DOS, so I guess this computer will return once I figure that out. See ya.